What we want to do with the Assad group is just develop a team that is known for their integrity, for working hard and supporting their clients and just giving the best level of service, because that's what clients want. Hi, I'm Kim Assad with Compass Real Estate. I've lived in Texas since I was 11 years old, and we've lived in Grapevine since 2002. Grapevine is a great area to live in. We love the downtown area. It's like an old Western movie with log cabins. It's known as the Christmas capital of Texas, and we're really proud of our city. We love living here. Our kids grew up in the school district, Grapevine-Colleyville ISD. We love their education and have been proud of just the relationships and friendships they've made in the community here. There's been all walks of life, from lots of stay-at-home moms to working parents that do a lot of volunteering for the schools. And that's really kind of how I've met a lot of my clients, is volunteering in the schools, whether I'm the teen mom or in the booster club, or volunteered with NCL National Charity League, or with my son through Second Saturdays. We've had a great time just meeting so many people in the community. I've been in real estate since 2000. I'm actually a civil engineer by degree, married a civil engineer, and then I got my real estate license back in 2000 and just have loved it ever since, because I love working with people and just the relationship. Real estate is really a relationship business. It's about developing relationships, somebody that trusts you, and that we can help them accomplish their real estate goals. I was a broker on my own before, and I joined Compass because I just love the image and the support that I have with Compass. I mean, our ads look so professional, our listings look so desirable, and it just helps the client out because I can get their home sold faster. But I have the Assad group under Compass. I've grown that with 2 agents initially that have been great agents, and then now my family's even joined. So my husband, who joined Compass about a year ago, and then now my son. I just want to welcome your business, and if you have any real estate needs, whether you're looking for a rental, a purchase, to sell your house, or an investment property, just call me.
Welcome, everybody, to Week 7 of the Mike Alexander Coaches Show here. My name is Jacob Dedamore, filling in this week for Matt Barnes. Coach Alexander joining me now. This is Week 7 of Team 103, and we're celebrating another Grapevine victory as they have gone to 4-0 in district play, 6-1 overall with a 31-6 win over Southwest on Friday night. Thank you to our sponsors. We're at Hotel Vin tonight here in Grapevine. Thank you to Kim Assad of Compass Realty, Zach Towery, as well as Davis Burke. And, Coach, let's just get right into this. Overall, nice, solid win, but, things were a little bumpy.
Well, I've been doing this for 24 years, and one thing that I have learned along the way is you never miss a chance to celebrate a win, all right?
Never apologize for a win.
Victories are too hard to come by. The other team practices just like you do. But no, you're right. No, it was a good win. We're 4-0 in district. Obviously, there's some things we like in most games that we wish we would have done a little bit better. Namely offense in the first half. We needed to make some adjustments at halftime, and we did. Defense played lights out the entire game, pretty much start to finish. And special teams came up special. We were big in the special teams. It's probably our most solid special teams performance of the year so far.
You also had you were talking about a little bit of the offense. Got a little trickery early in the third quarter. Had a nice little 2-point conversion fake. Pulled that one out of the hat.
We call that special teams.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's one of those plays we've been working on for a good while, probably all the way back to fall camp. And the kickers and holder, they want to do it every week. And I'm like, no. But it was the right time to pull it out.
Not this time.
For sure. Yeah.
Also, the freshmen in the JV are also playing really well right now. Both teams have won 3 out of 4. Yeah. Freshmen had a win over Allen. JV had a win over Southwest. How are they looking program-wise?
So, we talked about it a lot. So a lot of times our freshmen can be a little bit of a slow-starting group, because they're coming from all the different feeder patterns and such. But they're finding their groove. They're hitting their stride right now. They're learning to play tougher throughout the whole game. And then the JV, they're also kind of finding their stride. We found it's harder in this new offense to get our JV as many quality reps at the detailed piece of offensive practice as we used to, but we're finding ways in practice for them to play more against each other, like good on good, 1-0 versus 1D, and that's paying off. And we're starting to see them play more physical football on Thursday nights. And so, yeah, they're getting better. We've won 3 of the last 4, and everything's kind of pointing in the right direction.
And now coming up here the next couple of weeks, we got the big ones coming up. We're going to get more into OD White in a little bit, but you got them, followed by Arlington Heights, who knocked off Heritage last week. So really, is it really just now is getting down to crunch time?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. There's obviously we got a big one this week because it's the next one. But over the next 2 weeks, our district's going to find out who the district champion's going to be, and so it's exciting. We had a good day of practice today. We need to have another good one tomorrow, being that it's a short week, because everything's going to get on us a lot quicker. But I like where we are as a team. I like our focus. Right now, our guys, they have bigger things on the horizon than just being 4-0. They want to go football. They want to be district champs. They want to make a run in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks.
All right, well, let's start to talk to some of those guys. Let's start with our Attitude Player of the Week, senior wide receiver Caden Cook. Caden, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well, thanks. Hey, congratulations. Got in the end zone this week.
I did.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
I know that this offense has got to be a little bit different for you guys, especially for the wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
More blocking responsibilities because it's a more run-based offense. How's that been as an adjustment for you guys?
At first, it was a lot different because, we're not used to just blocking the majority of the time, but we put in a lot of work at it, and we're definitely a lot better at blocking, and we know that's a responsibility now, so we just take that and do as much as we can with it.
And you've been named the Attitude Player of the Week this week.
So,
in your mind, what embodies an attitude player?
I mean, our mission statement, our attitude sets our altitude and fuels our energy. So just always keeping a positive attitude, and everything else just going to fall in line, because if you have a good head, then it'll just be easy for you,
That's senior wide receiver Caden Cook, everybody. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Next up, we've got our tough player of the week. It's our junior defensive lineman. It's Devin Thomas. Have a seat, bud.
How you doing, boss?
I'm doing good. You had a good week this week.
Yes, sir.
Pretty solid.
Yes.
You've been having a really good run lately, getting in the backfield, really wreaking some havoc. What's your mindset when you get out there?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Thank you, Marshawn. We appreciate that. All right.
My mindset, honestly, when I'm on the field with my brothers behind me, I feel like there's nothing that can stop us. And, yeah, nothing can stop us when we out there. We're motivating each other after every play. Hey, good job, pat on the back, and let's do it again.
You're the compete player this week. What do you look for? What do you think about when you think about competition and what you think goes into being a compete player?
I love competition. I feel like it brings, let me find the word. I feel like it brings.
Brings out the best in you?
Yeah, that. I'm sorry, I forgot the question.
That's all right. I would say what you think goes into being a compete type of player.
Somebody who's gonna fight from when the ball snaps to when the whistle blows, and he's gonna fight hard.
All
until
right.
the fourth quarter ends.
That's a good answer. I like that. Everybody give it up for Devin Thomas. Next up, we've got our tough player of the week. It's Leighton Towery, everybody. Junior defensive lineman Leighton Towery. Leighton, how you doing, man?
I'm good.
You had a pretty good week as well, and you've also been on a roll. Dad, don't worry. I know what you're laughing about. Don't worry. But you know what? You've been doing a great job on the defensive line after transitioning from playing more linebacker last year. What was that transition like for you?
Yes, sir. So that transition has been really difficult for me. Just coming off of having a full year to develop as a linebacker, and then being moved and not knowing much. So it's been difficult, but we do everything for each other because we're a family, and so that it's made it a lot easier into putting everything I have into that.
And was there a bit of a body transformation process as part of that as well? Trying to get a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit stronger.
Not really.
Okay. See, you're already built for it. That's a good thing.
I had shoulder surgery in January,
Okay.
so I've honestly been recovering and trying to build back my strength in my shoulder, as well as improve my speed, because, I mean, we all need to be faster to play at the next level. So
You're the tough player this week for the one of the DNA players. What is, in your mind, what does toughness mean?
most of it on the D-line is being able to get back up the next play, because you're not going to win every play. And so having that 1-0 mentality that we describe in the compete is like being able to just play that play with everything you have and then get back up the next play and do it all over again.
Junior defensive lineman Leighton Tower, everybody, the tough player of the week. Give it up for him. Next up, we've got our family DNA player of the week. It is senior linebacker Tyler Mears. How you doing, Tyler?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. You had another solid. The whole defense had a great game. Let's just start there. But tackle for loss, sack, forced fumble. You know, this year they played a couple opponents. You guys have where, they've had to bring in a little bit more dime package. So you've not gotten quite as many snaps in certain games. How's that adjustment been for you? Maybe not week in, week out, getting as many snaps as I'm sure you would like.
Yes, that is true. I don't play as much as I usually do, but I'm just trying to help out the guy that's coming in for me. I know it's better for the team. At the end of the day, I just want to win.
And when you think about family, the family player of the week this week, especially when it comes to not only on the football field but off the field as well, what comes to your mind when you think about what family means?
On the field, I'm trying to keep my teammates out of fights on there. It happened a lot this week.
Oh, well, yeah. That'll happen sometimes.
That was a big one.
That even happens at the professional level, as we've seen.
And then off the field, just always being there for my teammates whenever they need it. Just always being there, being a friend.
Your family player of the week, it's senior linebacker Tyler Mears. Next up, our discipline player. It is tight end Hank Miller. How are you, Hank?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Caden a minute ago. This offensive change has been a big switch from what you guys have run in the past. So even for your position, there's been a lot more blocking emphasis and needing to do things on that end that doesn't always necessarily highlight you. So what has that been like for you?
Honestly, I like my role in the offense. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, sometimes I'm almost just like kind of an extension of like the O-line being hand down and stuff, but I think it's a good fit for me, and I enjoy doing it.
You like run blocking, getting out to fire out and hit somebody else?
Yeah, it's pretty fun, just being able to hit people. I mean, getting the ball is always cool, but like, it's good to do a bit of both.
You're the discipline player of the week. Discipline in any sport is paramount. For any position, any sport, doesn't matter. For you, what is it for you that requires the most discipline for you?
The most discipline, like in football on the field?
Yeah.
I would say just knowing your assignment, and something that Coach DeBest always says is to do your 1/11th. And so if everyone on the field does their 1/11th, then the offense will be good and we'll make plays happen.
That's tight end Hank Miller, everybody. Give him a round of applause. Finally, this week we have our fight player of the week. It is junior safety Major Hecht. How you doing, Major?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well. You had a fun week. You not only did you have one interception, you almost got a second one.
Yes,
early
sir.
in that game. So tell us about what kind of your role in this. You've had a really good year, first year as a starter in this defense. What do you view as your role in that position, in the back end of the defense?
Well, I'm the last man. No one can get behind me, so I feel like I've had to save a few plays, but also I got to rely on my linebackers like Tyler Mears, and it's been fun back there. They'll hold them up for me, and I get a 15-yard start to take some heads off.
as long as you do it within the rules, that's the only key there. You're the fight player of the week. When you think about what it means to get out there and fight for your team, but as I said, staying within yourself and within the rules, what do you think about when you're like, this is how I need to fight for my team?
Well, I try to keep it within the rules. Some of my team, they like to on that fine line. So,
Like to tiptoe things a little bit,
So I try to fight for my team, be as tough as possible, compete every play, and then also you just be a family, help my teammates out, if they're trying to get in a fight, pull them back, and, keep them in the game.
That's junior safety Major Hecht. Everybody give him a hand.
Thank you.
Good job. Thought we were going to get away without talking about that, didn't you? I just want to go on record. I did not bring it up. Okay,
I don't know, man.
Wasn't me.
These boys are having fun tonight. I tell you.
All right, before we get to the game highlights, this week the Breakfast of Champions is going to be on Thursday morning. Everybody is invited to come out over the field house. You're going to have Malik McKenzie from Compass Church coming out to speak. When you guys get together and kind of collaborate on who you want to come out and speak each week, what do you look for? What kind of message are you wanting a speaker to bring?
Well, Jacob, I don't get overly involved in trying. Speakers a lot of times will ask me, "What do you want me to speak about?" And I don't want to get into it. I don't mess with that because I believe that between myself, Chip Mercer, or whoever else that we have that's helped collaborate on that, on bringing that speaker in, I feel like, God's brought that person into our field house for a reason. I feel like he's got a message for our team that's going to be specific for that moment. And so I don't really get overly involved with telling what to speak about. But just as a general statement, I think that the same thing me and Chip are both looking for is men that can come into our locker room and grow our boys in their character, their integrity, and many times their spiritual growth.
So this week, this one's going to be even more focused because you have a pastor coming in this week.
So Malik, he's got a great heart. He has his brother Solomon McKenzie's played for us, graduated last year, and so Malik's he's a great guy, and I know he's going to have a great message for our team.
That'll be Thursday morning, 7 o'clock. Because of some technical issues, we're not going to be able to show you highlights of the game this week, but with Coach Alexander back here with me, let's just talk about the offense and what happened this week. Obviously had some struggles there in the first half, but we're able to kind of right the ship in the second half and get some things going offensively.
Yeah, Jacob, but it was the first time, I guess, that we've seen a lot of linebackers just walking up into the gaps and that sort of stuff, and it just kind of messed with some of our blocking schemes a little bit in the first half. Then we went in at halftime, and offensive staff talked really, really kindly to our offensive players, and
I'm sure it was all rainbows and sunshine, Coach.
Yeah, we told them, look, we're just gonna block them better in the second half, and said we're gonna need to throw the ball a little bit.
How did you feel you played in the first half?
We had a little bit of a fiery exchange at halftime. The guys came out and played with a little bit different focus, and still made some of those same mistakes. So in the second half, we did the first, but did play with a better focus and found a way to string together, I guess, 24 points in the second half, 18 of them in the third quarter. And then the defense, I went there and talked to the defense, and I just told them, it's one of those nights where, we're going to win because of you guys tonight, and we need you. And they had a good beat on Southwest, and they had a good week of practice all week. They were focused, and it reflected that on Friday night as well.
It's interesting. The game of football, it's about that many times. It's about those adjustments you have to make in game, and sometimes you have things like that where the first half things just aren't, for whatever reason, aren't executing, but you're able to come out and make those adjustments that you need to.
Well, yeah, and that's the game of football, but also, Jacob, when this was something that we talked to our team about is there's three phases to a football game: offense, defense, and special teams. And some nights one of those three phases might not be at our best, and that's when because we're family and we love our brothers, that sometimes more might be required of one side of the ball. If you win 52-51, you still win. If you win 7-6, you still win, and sometimes it requires a play being made on special teams to get us over the hump. So three phases of the game: our guys understand that. We're they compete against each other fiercely at practice, offense and defense. But when we show up to a game on Friday nights, they're their biggest, supporters. And so I'm just thankful to be on this team.
Is that something that even these guys, just amongst themselves, even during a game, when they see one phase of the game is kind of struggling, does that other side that's playing well, do they talk to each other and say, hey, guys, it's on us tonight?
You hear that on the sidelines. Yeah, you do. And, you hear, I know last night or Friday night I got vivid, remembrances of Drew being on the sideline and bringing the offensive guys up as a defensive captain. That's what's required of him, and so I definitely remember that. There's a lot of that going on the sideline, a lot of positive talk, and so that's the mark of a mature football team. That sometimes you win with your offense, sometimes you win with your defense, sometimes you win with both of them.
You talk about that gold football that everybody wants to get. Well, this is going to be a big game coming up this week on Thursday night in the object of reaching that goal. Mm-hmm. What have been your early impressions of the Wyatt Chaparrals this season?
They're athletic, and they play harder, at least on video, than what we probably saw last year. Last year we went into this game, they were, I guess
similar record.
6-0 they were 6-0 in district. We were 6-0 in district. And then it was a very, very lopsided game. I'm certain that their coaching staff is talking to their team about that this week, but what I've seen on video up to this point this year compared to last year is I see a team that's more resilient than they were probably last year, and they play harder. And last year they were winning games because they were just outscoring people, crazy scores. This year you see them winning a 7-6 game against Southwest.
Yeah,
14-6 against Southwest. They hung in there really tough against Arlington Heights. I think it was 28-15 in that score. So you see them playing a lot tougher for 4 quarters.
Well, that game's going to be Thursday night. If you haven't caught up, that's going to be Thursday night out at Scarborough Hanley Field over in East Fort Worth. It's just off of southbound 820, just south of I-30. It's where they played Poly 2 weeks ago, the team did. So Thursday night, 7 o'clock, I'm out there. You can watch that game on YouTube, on the Tradio channel, also on Champion Sports Radio. And, of course, our Breakfast of Champions, it will be Thursday out at 7 a.m. out at the Field House. And as far as next week goes, next Monday night, we're going to be over at Look Dine-In Cinemas over on Grapevine Highway, and so that'll be a little more fun setting out there. Little, if you want to go catch a movie, maybe Monday night after we do the show, feel free.
Who's got time to do that? Jay?
Well, sometimes you might make a little. We got Black Adam starting on Friday. Maybe you want to go see The Rock, do a little action film after you get done. All right, so thanks again to our friends over at Compass Real Estate, Kim Assad over there. Thank you to Zach and Davis. Also, thank you to our friends here at Hotel Vin and everyone else who made this happen tonight. For Coach Alexander, my name is Jacob Dedamore. We will catch you guys next week on the Coach Mike Alexander Show.
What we want to do with the Assad group is just develop a team that is known for their integrity, for working hard and supporting their clients and just giving the best level of service, because that's what clients want. Hi, I'm Kim Assad with Compass Real Estate. I've lived in Texas since I was 11 years old, and we've lived in Grapevine since 2002. Grapevine is a great area to live in. We love the downtown area. It's like an old Western movie with log cabins. It's known as the Christmas capital of Texas, and we're really proud of our city. We love living here. Our kids grew up in the school district, Grapevine Colleyville ISD. We love their education and have been proud of just the relationships and friendships they've made in the community here. There's been all walks of life, from lots of stay-at-home moms to working parents that do a lot of volunteering for the schools. And that's really kind of how I've met a lot of my clients, is volunteering in the schools, whether I'm the teen mom or in the booster club, or volunteered with NCL National Charity League, or with my son through Second Saturdays. We've had a great time just meeting so many people in the community. I've been in real estate since 2000. I'm actually a civil engineer by degree, married a civil engineer, and then I got my real estate license back in 2000 and just have loved it ever since, because I love working with people and just the relationship. Real estate is really a relationship business. It's about developing relationships, somebody that trusts you, and that we can help them accomplish their real estate goals. I was a broker on my own before, and I joined Compass because I just love the image and the support that I have with Compass. I mean, our ads look so professional, our listings look so desirable, and it just helps the client out because I can get their homes sold faster. But I have the Assad group under Compass. I've grown that with 2 agents initially that have been great agents, and then now my family's even joined. So my husband, who joined Compass about a year ago, and then now my son. You know, I just want to welcome your business, and if you have any real estate needs, whether you're looking for a rental, a purchase, to sell your house, or an investment property, just call me.